In the effort to protect minors from the transgender activists, I mean, these folks are pushing this agenda hard and fast. Well, several more states have state laws have gone into effect that protect children, as well as protect the rights of parents. Now, Nebraska's version of what we call the SAFE Act, which protects minors from experimental drugs and these mutilating surgeries, all said to address gender confusion, went into effect yesterday. The Sixth Circuit gave the go-ahead to Kentucky's and Tennessee's SAFE Acts while they continue to be litigated. There are now 23 states that are protecting children from this dark, destructive agenda. Now, to aid parents and physicians and policymakers, the American College of Pediatricians has launched a new resource. It's called the Biological Integrity Initiative, and I think it's great. Lots of resources on this website, something that people have been asking for. Joining me now to discuss this and more is Dr. Quentin Van Meter. He is a pediatric endocrinologist and the immediate past president and now a member of the executive committee of the American College of Pediatricians. Dr. Van Meter, welcome back to Washington Watch. Always great to see you.
Always glad to be here, Tony.
Now, we've seen almost every mainstream medical organization surrender, wave the white flag to this transgender movement that ignores the biological reality and, quite frankly, even more disturbing, the harms that this does to children. Tell us about how you all are responding to this with the Biological Integrity Initiative.
Well, the purpose of the website is it's a project, as we said, part of the larger initiative that we have at the American College, and it is a resource we created with the help of a number of individuals who worked tirelessly to put this together in a very user-friendly design so that anyone could access it. It's designed for everybody who has the skin in the game, whether they have kids with gender dysphoria who are trying to decide what they would like to do or where they should go for help. And this is nothing about being negative. It's all about the positive nature of human beings helping each other with resources that say, if you're in this position as a child, come here and click on the section that's designed for you that answers some questions. And we have frequently asked questions that we sort of thought of ahead that we would often hear from patients. So we put those together for the kids, for the parents, for physicians that are treating them, for school officials who are dealing with in their school environment with the kids in their classes, also for legislators. And we have a whole spate of legal resources for families and other individuals to choose from to look into options that they have for getting out of this incredibly painful experience for their child.
So this launched last week, and I'm going to ask the obvious question, but I think people need to hear it. Why did you do this? Why have you launched this website, which is stocked full? I've looked through it. I mean, you got a lot of resources. A lot of time has gone into this. Why are you doing it?
Well, it's a way to get a voice out to the population of this country who have curiosity about things, also to the patients that are essentially railroaded into a system of a conveyor belt of social, then medical, then surgical transition. The statistics are overwhelming that if kids get into these organizations that run the gender affirmation processes or initiatives, nearly 100% of them will proceed at least through medical transition to completion, that is blocking puberty and taking cross-sex hormones, both of which are not good for the healthy human body. It destroys so much of what the body was intended to be and cannot really ever create what the intention of the individual is, that is to say, become the opposite sex. And so it's very consistent throughout in all of its scientific references. Those are provided throughout all of the answers to the questions so that people can verify we are dealing here with science, not ideology.
So, I mean, that really brings up a good question, Dr. Van Meter, is that you point to the science here, but the other side points to the science. But there's something not right. I mean, there seems to have just kind of jettisoned the normal way of doing business when it comes to this issue on the other side, because they feel, I mean, I'm just going to read into this, that they just feel pressured and they're capitulating to the forces that are pushing this. And so really science takes a back seat.
Truly, when you look at the references chosen and repeatedly used to justify the ideology, they are extremely low quality studies that really shouldn't have seen the light of day in any reputable medical journals. But the ideologues own the editorship of these journals, as do the executive branches of all the professional societies, and they have the power to just release this on the public who doesn't know any better. So our website is basically for everyone to know better, to learn about the science, and to come up with a very much more positive way to treat these kids. And we all have compassion for them. They truly are suffering, and we have a really beautiful way to get them through their issues and have them come out on the other side as whole, medically sound individuals.
Biologicalintegrity.org. Biologicalintegrity.org is the website. You can also go to tonyperkins.com and find a link there. Dr. Van Meter, one final question for you. It's also a site, as I take it, I mean, I looked at this, for policymakers who feel alone in this battle, for doctors. I would imagine that doctors have they're conflicted because they know they need to do what is right. This pressure from all of these medical associations, this is a way to help them build community on solid scientific facts.
Absolutely. And again, it talks about the compassionate care of these kids. We are not an organization that is anti-trans in any possible way. We are so pro the lives of these children and their welfare that we want to get to the heart of the matter and get our professional folks in the medical community and the legal community and the legislative bodies to understand they can come and grab these resources. They're absolutely free to use. And we hope that we'll come out with best outcomes for kids.
Right.
That's the slogan of the American College of Pediatricians.
Help children. That's what you're there for.
Yes.
Dr. Van Meter, always great to see you. Thanks so much for taking time to join us today.
As always, happy to do it. Thanks, Tony.